Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Hockey Night on Hamilton. And folks, a reminder as always that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Face Heating and Cooling, proudly servicing the Kitchener-Waterloo region of Wellington County. Call 519-230-FACE to reach a face you can trust. That's 519-230-3223. Folks, how sweet it is to be back with you after a few games off. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Tuesday night in Ridley College. Fantastic school, by the way. If you haven't been there, the money shows. That's all I'll say. Great basketball jerseys, too. A little off topic. But anyways, folks, we'll send things over to arena announcer Kevin Warner in just a few moments as he gets us set for tonight's edition of Hockey Night on Hamilton.
Introducing the starting lineup of the visiting Kingston Ice Wolves. On defense, number 51, Quinn McFarland. On defense, number 94, David Fisher. Back forward, number 9, Rio Pierre. Back forward, number 16, David Telford. Back forward, number 24, David Brand. And starting at number 88, William Reed. And the rest of the Ice Wolves. Head coach for a suite. Introducing the starting lineup of the Cambridge Rivulettes. On defense, number 11, Ken Roscoe. On defense, number 27, Avery Randall. Back forward, number 5, Ellen Neal. Back forward, number 19, Lacey Rivers. Back forward, number 28, Sadie D'Angelo. And starting at number 31, Madison Mitchell. And the rest of the Rivulettes. And Coach Jeff Howard. Assistant coach Ross Burke, Billy Mataki, and Jonathan Beckler. Left therapist Kevin Lowry, and equipment manager Ron Howard. These days you're able to remove your caps with a blanket will carry.
Thank you, as always, Kevin, for that wonderful introduction. So fantastic to hear your sultry tones. And folks, starting for the visiting Kingston Ice Wolves, number 9, Rio Pierre, number 16, Ava Telford, number 24, Ava Vrana, number 51, Quinn McFarland, and number 94, Kaylin Fisher. And in net for the Ice Wolves, number 88, Liliana Reed. And starting for your Cambridge Rivulettes, on defense, number 11, Kenner Story, number 27, Avery Randall, and on forward for the Rivulettes, number 5, Ellen Neal, number 19, Lacey Rivers, and number 28, Sadie D'Angelo. And in net for the Rivulettes, number 31, Addison Mitchell. Folks, things are starting to come down to the stretch here in this season, as we've got a home game tonight against Kingston. We've got a home game on Tuesday. Another rare Tuesday game, becoming less rare by the minute. We've got a game here at home next Friday. Then the girls head to Ottawa for a 3-game road trip. before making their return for a few more games to start March. And that's about it. Under 10 games remaining in this season. And all points start to matter. Neal leaves it for Rivers. That one's turned over. Chipped in by Telfer, and the Rivulettes have room to slow things down. Reese Reed setting it up off the boards for Rivers. Rivers enters the zone. That pass tipped out. Reed plays it right back in. And a game of cat and mouse here with the Rivulettes and Ice Wolves early on. Puck sent down low. It's picked up off the boards by Gallia. And Styles able to pull it out of the scrum. And begin a breakout for the Rivulettes. It was Strome getting rubbed up into the board. Strong trying to make a move towards the front of the net as it knocked off her stick. And Kingston will send it in from the blue line. Broderick has it taken away. Good hands from Reese Shoot. As a face-off will come inside the Rivulette's zone, and as we've become all too familiar with, Rivulette's net knocked off here in Preston. First stoppage of play coming a minute 40 into this first period. So that shot just tipped wide. And it's kept in the zone by Wimmer. Mulder picks it up, squeaks back to the blue line. McCoy plays across the ice. Rathwell just chipping it back down low. Broderick steps in the way of an Ice Wolf. And that puck bounces off Miller's stick. And the Rivulettes head for a change. Broderick trying to play it up the far boards. Quinn Carswell can't clear it, and it's kept in by Kingston. Back to the blue line for McFarland. Fisher. Her shot high, up over the head of Addison Mitchell. McFarland's got it at the blue line. Fisher. That one through. Mitchell makes the save and covers up for another face-off. Cambridge with the face-off win. Rivulettes trying to channel their inner Team Canada. 2 wins for the Canadians recently. As the Canadian women's team moves off to the quarterfinals. Canadian men's team getting their second win of the round robin today over Switzerland in a dominating 5-1 victory. Is there anything better than Olympic hockey? And the NHL players are in it? I think not. Can't believe it's been 12 years since we had best on best, but it's good to be back. Would be nice if they had jerseys that made us proud to watch. Those things suck. That one sent out by Kingston. Tipped, icing waved off as Ristori gets back to pick up the loose puck. She gets stapled. Now comes D'Angelo. D'Angelo in on the left side. Rivers crashing in on goal. And the puck just slides under the stick of Lacey Rivers. As the Ice Wolves try to turn it back up ice, but give it away quickly. Good opportunity there in a 2-on-1 for D'Angelo and Rivers. Rivers picks it out of midair and carries it up over the blue line. She leaves it for Strome. Strome in 1-on-1. Taking it to the net, and that one's going to slide through. Kim will play it back down low. The Rivulettes starting to press. Still looking for their first shot on Liliana Reed. And they're not going to get it. It's Kingston able to chip it all the way into the Rivulette's end. Strom looks up over the middle of the ice, turns that one over. It's brought in by Chambers. Shot off, misses just wide. Miller taking it in 1-on-2. She's chased by McCoy. Stops, waiting for support. Hillick can't quite get there in time. It's taken off her stick and sent in by Gallia before she heads off for a change. Miller in over the blue line. That one cross ice. Broderick stepping in, trying to get there, and it'll be played out by the Ice Wolves defense. Broderick able to flip it in from the red line, but not too far. And out comes Kingston. Up the ice comes Fisher. And she'll step offside. We've got a face-off coming outside the Rivulettes zone. 14:35 remaining in this first period in the Preston Memorial Auditorium. Face-off won by the Rivulettes. Randall slows things down in her own end. Ristori looks cross-ice, trying to find Micah Carswell. That one gonna head all the way. Carswell first to the puck. Kingston looking to break out now. It's picked up by Neal. Neal in with a burst of speed. Bobbling it. Carswell from the slot. Her shot misses just wide. Reed playing it back down low. Micah down there to pick it up, and she gets stapled from behind. And we're going to be getting our first penalty of the night, a boarding call. Coming to number 51, Quinn McFarland, and that's what you get for having 51 as a hockey number. First power play of the game, the Cambridge Rivulettes, coming at 13:47 remaining in this first period. Rivers up top, plays it for Reed. Reed, cross for Kim. Kim fans on the one-timer. D'Angelo getting taken down from behind. The arms stay down this time as Reed hits the deck. On the clearance, Mitchell out of her net to play the puck. Reed does a good job getting back in time. Maddie Kim with room to skate. Plays it for Rivers. Rivers, cross ice, finds D'Angelo. Quickly out of the bench, Ava Vrana on the takeaway, and up comes Kingston. Gallia on the turnover, but it's taken right back by Vrana. She gets taken in hard by Carrier. And with that, 2-minute body contact penalty coming to Olivia Carrier. The Rivulettes only spending 46 seconds on the power play. So just like that, back to even strength, 4-on-4. However, as Carrier heads to the box. And the ice has been opened wide up. And is Gallia. She'll chip it in. The Ribs take it out. Carswell cross ice finds Miller. Puck bounces off her stick once again. And she'll take it right back. Hillick plays it from her feet. Hillick being chased entering the zone. Picked up by Claire Chambers and brought into the Rivulettes end. Chambers in on the left side. Tries to slide it for Wimmer in the slot. It's picked up by Ristori. She's back the other way, 1-on-1. Ristori in on Fisher. Ristori with a shot from the slot. That's going to miss just wide. Good job by Fisher to step in the way as Reed pokes it out of her crease. Reed dances around at the red line. Takes it in 1-on-3. As Burt with her, she'll take it into the boards. And as McFarland exits the box, the Ice Wolves going to head on a 42-second power play. But Broderick able to get back in time and touch up for the icing call. 39 seconds remaining. The Kingston power play. Face-off coming in the Kingston zone. Face-off won by the visitors. Pierre has her pass blocked by Burt. And the Ice Wolves will try again. Pierre up the left side, makes a move on Kim. Rio Pierre in on the left, cutting it on goal. Shot catches the blocker of Addison Mitchell. Carrier exiting the box in 9 seconds. The Ice Wolves looking to make something happen. Broderick's long stick gets a piece of it. Eva Verana plays it back to the side. 5-on-5. D'Angela, fresh off the bench with the takeaway. Plays it for Styles entering. Styles 1-on-1. Shot from the slot. Reed makes her first good save of the game. Good find from D'Angela. Cutting up over the blue line. It's Styles making the entrance. And the Rivs starting to find their mojo. 10:32 remaining. And Ristori back to touch up as she gets hammered. An icing will be called. Face-off coming all the way down to the Kingston zone. Neal on the draw. She wins it back. Ristori from the blue line catches a flutter ball. And it's taken down low by Sadie D'Angela. Randall during outline plays it cross ice. That one takes a bad bounce and exits the zone. Randall forward for Rivers. Lacey Rivers in on the right. She'll keep it. Taking it down low. Neal there in support. Trying to pull it out of the scrum. As Rivers gets tangled up with Keel. Lacey Rivers once again below the goal line. Strom stepping in to help out. Strom trying to kick it to her feet. She'll poke it forward, but Kingston on the takeaway are able to clear the zone. Kim forward for Strom. That one just catches the heel of her stick. And the Ice was struggling to clear the zone as the Rivs apply pressure in front of the Kingston bench. Reed poking it deep. Maddie Kim in with the aggressive takedown on Wimmer. Referee's letting them play. Miller gets stapled in front of her own bench. She's taking exception to that. And a couple slashes coming and a penalty coming here to the Kingston Ice Wolves. Rivulettes heading on their second power play of the game. 2-minute slash coming to Kaylin Fisher. And the Rivulettes will try and keep this power play for the full 2 minutes. Miller, Hillick, Burt, Carrier, and Broderick on for Cambridge to begin the 2-minute man advantage. Carrier at the blue line for Broderick on the one-timer. Gonna miss wide. That catches a piece of Quinn McFarland. That one's gonna hurt in the morning. But Hillick has it down low. Cycles it for Burt. Top, across for Broderick. Broderick on another one-timer, gonna miss wide. Burt, across for Broderick. She'll settle it down. Plays it in for Hillick. Hillick's tip. Turned aside by the Ice Wolves. But good movement from the Rivulettes early in this power play. Miller up over the blue line. Chipped in by Burt. That one gets tipped up over the Kingston bench. And we'll have a face-off inside the Ice Wolves zone. Minute 11 remaining in the penalty to Fisher. Both teams looking for the first goal of the night. this scoreless first period brought to you by Face Heating and Cooling. Face, a face you can trust. Randall and Ristori can't connect on the pass up top. Nerves will have to re-enter the zone. Randall sending it in from the blue line. Micah Carswell gives chase. That one sent out. And Randall back to retreat in her own end. Ristori picks it up, has knocked off her stick. Now come the Rivulettes. Styles sending it in from the blue line. And that one's going to clear the zone, and the Rivulettes wasting the middle of this power play. Carswell plays it deep into the corner. She heads off for a change. It's picked up by D'Angela. To the slot. Shot through. Off the post, Sadie D'Angela. She got hot at Ridley College and was looking to keep it going. The Ice Wolves able to clear the zone once again, and that'll do it for the penalty to Fisher as Reed carries it up over the blue line. He tries to stop. We return to 5-on-5. Kim able to get there on the pinch. With the Rivulettes, not a whole lot in the way of having people down low. Kim in a race for the puck, but first to it is Mulder. And Kim going to get called for the takedown down low. The loose puck, delayed penalty coming here as Kim touches up. And the Rivulettes quickly going to head short-handed. Maddie Kim getting called, 2 minutes for hooking. 6:21 remaining in the first period. A scoreless first period here in Hockey Night on Hamilton. Styles unable to clear the zone. It's kept in by Fisher. Roger, the hard takedown. Fisher from the blue line. Shot through. Mitchell with the pad save. That one's cleared. The Rivulettes with a bit of breathing room. Randall steps in the way. Some weak feet from Rio Pierre as she hits the deck. Miller unable to clear the zone. The one-man wrecking crew, Emerson Miller. Ristori back to pick it up. She'll send it out and down the ice. Miller, the lone Rivulette, staying on. Halfway through the penalty to Kim. White stops, flips it to the middle. Miller gets a stick on it. She'll send it down and head off to complete the change. White flipping up off the boards at the red line. Carrier gets a stick on it, and the Ice Wolves looking sloppy trying to enter the zone. Reed back in time. Carswell picks it up. She'll send it out. And a good penalty kill thus far through a minute and a half for the Rivulettes. Gallia up over the red line. There's Chambers with her to the right. White to the left, and Gallia takes a tumble as Randall breathes on her. But Randall gonna head to the box. 2 minutes for body checking. And the Rivulettes won't get off that penalty kill just yet. Pierre on the draw. She'll win it back. Neal steps in the way. Fisher walking in. Shot blocked by Broderick. Broderick able to get a stick on it and clear the zone and send it down the ice. And turn to 5-on-4 as Kim steps back on, quickly jumps off. On comes Carrier. Pierre up over the blue line. Stops and plays it back. Fisher. In for Pierre. She'll play it down low. It's poked out front. Pierre trying to get it in the crease. Neal can't flip it out. Fisher with the hand at the blue line. Story gives it right back and sends it down the ice. Up with speed is Samantha Keel. She'll chip it in. Broderick racing back. Gets there in time. Rings it around the boards. Rivers gets a stick on it. And can't quite clear the zone. D'Angelo gets there. She'll play it in deep and head off for a change. .50 seconds remaining in the penalty to Randall. And Broderick plays it down the ice again. Cambridge, with all their practice this year, has become solid on the penalty kill, making it tough on pretty much every team. That one's left for McCoy. McCoy loses it. Stroman races for the puck. She can't get there in time. Patron will get a stick on it. Play it down the rest of the way. As the linesman takes it off his feet and up over the boards. The whistle will be blown with 13 seconds remaining in the Rivulet penalty kill. A little delayed on the whistle as the Ice Wolf player had to pick the puck up and wave it around in the air a little bit. Face-off coming inside the Kingston zone. Hillock, Miller, Reed, and Carrier on for the Rivulettes to finish off this penalty. Randall in the box will likely head off. Miller and Reed just trying to kill time on the far boards. The scrum ensues as Reed pokes it in, and that'll do it in the 5-on-4. Burt carrying it in. Rachel Burt, shot off. Into the belly of Liliana Reed. And we'll have a face-off inside the Kingston zone. 2:24 remaining in this first period. The game remains scoreless. Miller on the face-off dot wins it back cleanly, but the linesman did not like what he saw. And Hillock will take over. We'll try again. One sent around, picked up by Ristori off the boards. Cross for Randall. Randall shot through. Tipped on by Burt. Reed can't handle it. It's poked in the back of the net. The Rivulettes take a 1-0 lead with 2:11 remaining in the first period. Ristori to Randall. Randall's shot on. Hillock gets a piece of it on the rebound and puts it in the back of the net for a 1-0 lead. In a game that means so much, the Rivulettes just 5 points ahead of the Ice Wolves. Cambridge in 8th in the standings. Kingston in 10th. A matchup we very well could see come playoff time. Sarah Hillock finding the score sheet first. Got Hillock's 7th of the year. Mitchell covers up. Face-off coming just inside the Rivulet end. Burt and Randall both credited with assists on that goal. Cambridge currently on a 2-game win streak, winning Tuesday night at Ridley College, taking down the Tigers for the second time this year as Kiel sends it off a pair of skates. And then, of course, just 5 days ago, the Rivulettes heading into Etobicoke and taking down the Dolphins, giving Etobicoke just their second loss of the season and a massive 3-point win for the Rivulettes. No one tipped on. A good nifty little play there as Keel sends it on goal. Verana can't get her tip on net, but Rivers in a race for the puck. Rivers will get there first. Finds D'Angelo. D'Angelo keeping it below the net, trying to send it out front. That one tipped out. And Reese Reed racing back, able to get there first. It's taken away by Pierre as we cross the 1 minute mark remaining in this first period. Reese Reed up over the center ice. Neal battling hard. And it's sent in by Kingston. 36 seconds remain. Neal kicks it up to her stick. She'll chip it in from the red line, head off for a change. D'Angelo, the lone forechecker for Cambridge. As Claire Chambers attempts to carry it out. The Rivs able to step in the way. And not for long. Kingston sending it back in. Mitchell out over net to play the puck. Restoring up the board. 7 seconds remain. Micah Carswell sending it in from the red line. And that's just about going to do it for the first period here from Cambridge, folks, as the Rivulettes take a 1-0 lead off the goal from Sarah Hillock into the second period. And folks, a reminder as always that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Drains Are Us Plumbing. Proudly serving homes and businesses across the Kitchener-Waterloo region and Wellington County with fast and reliable service. Call 519-654-0007 for all your plumbing needs. That's 519-654-0007. We'll see you back here in 12, folks. Don't go anywhere. Hello everybody and welcome back to the second period here from Cambridge Rivulettes Hockey. Folks, a reminder as always that today's broadcast is brought to you by Face Heating and Cooling, proudly servicing the Kitchener-Waterloo region in Wellington County. Call 519-230-FACE to reach a face you can trust. That's 519-230-3223. Rivulettes head into the second period up 1-0 off Sarah Hillick's 7th of the season, coming with just over 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Hillick, the lone goal scorer on the evening for both teams. And the Rivulettes look to build upon their lead here in the second. A physical game in that first period. I'm sure that won't slow down anytime soon. Both teams chippy. Laying the body. A couple of body checking penalties called already tonight. Carrier taken down hard from behind. And heading to the box will be Ava Vrana. Speaking of a hard-hitting game, the refs discussing this one to see how long that's going to be. And it appears to just be the 2 minutes for boarding. Coming to Ava Vrana. The Rivulettes begin this second period on the power play. Randall walking in. Cross ice spots Sharon. She can't handle it. Strom up the boards. Sharon able to get there, and it's picked up by her Story. Across for Randall. Randall shot through. Reed with the blocker save. Story holds the blue line. She'll take it in on the right side. Neal camped out front. Rivulettes head for a change as her Story gets taken in. Burt picks it up down low. Out front. Hillick poking away at it. Reed covers up. Hillick with one already, and the Ice Wolves going to head to the box. It's going to be 5-on-3 Rivulettes. A 2-minute roughing call coming to number 27, Peyton Borton. And with that, the Rivulettes find themselves on a 5-on-3 for the next minute, 21 seconds. A dream start to the second period for Cambridge. Miller wins it back cleanly. Burt up top for Reed. Cross for Kim. Kim stops, plays it back. Reed. Her shot deflected off the stick of Gallia. Up and out of play. And we'll have a face-off inside the Kingston zone. Another face-off won by Miller as Burt collects it at the blue line. Reed for Burt. Burt on the one-timer. Van on. Sent cross ice. Kim gets a shot off, but Reed somehow makes a pad save. Reed up top. Her shot deflected once again. Gallia getting another stick on it, up and out of play. 51 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. And 39 more seconds of 5-on-4. Ashley White, third time's a charm, gets the face-off win, but the Rivs quickly take it away. Broderick up top, plays it back for Burt. Carrier for Broderick. She'll control and kick it to her feet as man Broderick walks in, plays it down low. Miller shot on! Reed scoops and covers up. Emerson Miller, the leading goal scorer for the Rivulettes this season, with 16. She's hungry for that 17th, trying to find 20 on the season. A breakout year for Miller as Rivers gives it cross ice for Broderick. Carrier for Rivers. Rivers on the one-timer, tipped on by Neal. Neal taking it in hard. Rivers can't get there in time. Carrier keeps it in. Broderick from the top. Off the end boards. Neal poking away at it. Reed out of her crease to cover up. And the Rivulettes doing a good job getting pucks towards goal. 10 seconds remaining in this 5-on-3. Neal on the face-off. It's won by Kingston. That one going to be flipped out as Carrier will pick it up at the red line. Stops and turns it back up ice. Neal sending it in from the blue line. Be rung around by Keel and then sent the rest of the way. And the Rivulettes on a 5-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. Randall starting from behind her net. Plays it forward for Styles. Lauren Styles in over the blue line. Taking it down low. Around the outside. Up top. Ristori for Randall. Randall's one-timer. Touches the body of Vrana. And the Rivs able to keep it in as we return to 5-on-5. Good job by the Ice Wolves to kill off the 5-on-3. So that one heads down the ice. Randall going to be first to get there and touch up for the icing. We'll have a face-off coming back down into Kingston territory. As mentioned, 2 weeks today, the Rivulettes head to Kingston, the Limestone City, Little Prison City as they call it, to take on the Ice Wolves once again. Selfishly, a game our video production technician Aaron Petro and I are always excited for. Our second home, Kingston, Ontario. Some confusion on the Rivulet substitutions here with the officials. Coach Stewart none too pleased. Trying to get the change he wants as Reed and Ristori find themselves at the blue line. Reed pinches, keeps it in. Not for long. It squeaks out. That one down the ice. Ristori hustles back. Styles to pick up the loose puck. Fisher chipping up over the glass from the red line. And the face-off will come to the neutral zone. 16:20 remaining in the second period, and an active second period already. Eventful. Mind you, the scoreboard hasn't changed. And a couple penalties in the period, and time is moving like molasses here in this second period. Things continuing to stay physical. As that one sent down the ice on goal, Mitchell will cover up. And we'll have a face-off quickly inside the Rivulet zone. Mitchell sees that one through traffic off a couple bodies, able to kick it aside. Shot from the slot by Wimmer, misses wide. Sharon trying to play it up the right side, has her pass picked off. It's poked forward. D'Angelo in a one-on-one. On the right side, trying to cut to the middle of the ice, has it knocked off her stick. And back the other way comes Kingston as Broderick steps in the way, and a late penalty coming to Maren Broderick for head contact. Getting penalized for her height as Corinne Jarman takes a shot. Broderick going to get 2 minutes for head contact. Maren Broderick really cleaning up her play second half of this season after a shaky start with the suspension in the first weekend of the year. She's kept herself disciplined for the most part. And she's been a huge bright spot on this Rivulettes team. Fisher in on the right. She'll chip it down low. Randall with a good aggressive takeaway. This Carrier races for the puck. She's able to get there. We can't do much but circle it back behind the net. Back to the blue line. Cross for Fisher. Fisher loses the lane as Hillick steps in the way. Farley now. Her shot through. Mitchell makes the glove save. A loose puck. Mitchell sprawling, able to find it in her pads. And after a couple late whacks, the whistle finally goes. Mitchell taking a beating in the crease. But a face-off nonetheless, 46 seconds into the penalty to Broderick. Ristori, Kim, Burt, and Neal on for Cambridge. Some fresh legs on, trying to clear the zone. Neal in the face-off circle, loses another one. That shot through it, takes a tip out front, hops up over the shoulder, Addison Mitchell. And just like that, it's 1-1, 14:33 remaining in this second period. Samantha Keel finding the back of the net for the first time tonight for the Ice Wolves. The Rivs try to enter. And Kingston turns it up ice. And Ristori able to get back in time. D'Angelo picks it up off the boards. Cross ice, finds Rivers. She'll chip it in. Lacey Rivers on the right side. Trying to play it back for D'Angelo. And D'Angelo takes it down in the corner. Randall up top. Her shot. Unable to get through. It's blocked in the slot by Borton. D'Angelo able to hustle and get in. With the Ice Wolves, bring it back towards the Rivulet end. Reese shoot in on the right side. She'll backhand up over the shoulder of Mitchell. And the Ice Wolves with two quick ones take a 2-1 lead. The Rivulettes don't know what hit them. Reese shoot with her first touch of the game. Also scores her first of the game. 2-1 Kingston, 13:35 left in this second period. Quinn Carswell pulls it off the board, sends it out front. Micah camped out front. Can't get it on goal. And the Ice Wolves are pushing again. Chipping it in deep is Caitlin Wimmer. Broderick cross ice. Finds Micah. Micah Carswell going to chip it in. She gets taken in hard, and a penalty coming to Kingston for a blatant body check. A 2-minute interference call coming here, and I'm not quite sure what Jocelyn Osborne thought she was doing. She runs Micah Carswell into the wall. 2 minutes for interference. The Rivulettes will head up on a power play. Sharon gets a stick on the face-off, but it's quickly chipped out by Fisher. Randall sends it back around the boards. Sharon able to get there in time. But a hard forecheck from Kingston. Randall able to clear the slot. Ristori now up over the blue line. She'll stop. Has it knocked off her stick. Plays across ice. Randall from the red line. Carrying it in. Avery Randall. Her shot off a pair of shin pads. Fisher stepping in the way. Rivers loses it down low. Strome pokes it to the middle of the ice. That one's going to head all the way across. Miller taken down, and another penalty coming here to Kingston. Kaylin Fisher with her second penalty of the game. And the Rivulettes will head on another 5-on-3. Two-minute body contact call coming. As Miller hit the deck. The Rivulettes will be 5-on-3 for the next minute and 7 seconds. Trying to get that goal back. Tie things up at 2. Carrier up top. Plays it for Burt. Burt tries to get that one on. It's going to head all the way through, and Carrier keeps it into the blue line. For Burt. Burt walking in. Burt with room to shoot. Her shot tipped just wide. Broderick from a sharp angle. And a loose puck out front as Reed covers up. And a wild scenario out front as Broderick's shot just kind of sat like a sitting duck out front of Liliana Reed. But Reed able to get a glove on it and cover up to create a face-off to her left. Good vision from Broderick to take the shot from the sharp angle. She thought she had a spot, and she did. Broderick able to keep in the clearance attempt. And the Rivs set up. Carrier stops. Finds Broderick. Broderick on the one-timer. Tipped wide. Miller poking away at it. We'll play it back to her D. That one hops up over Broderick's stick. An unlucky bounce. 14 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. 1:04 left in the power play. Miller picks it up the blue line, and the Rivulettes slow down. 5-on-4. As Osborne exits the box. Miller taking it down low. Leaves it up top for Kim. To Reed. Reed looks cross ice for Rivers. That one blocked by White. Played back in. Miller from down low. Trying to flip it out for D'Angela. She's able to get a stick on it. Good stick lift from Miller. But the Ice Wolves able to send it down the ice. 27 seconds remaining in the Rivulet power play as Maddie Kim sets up from behind the goal. We near the halfway mark of the second period. Rivulet's trailing by 1. Off 2 second period goals. Reed centering pass. Tipped out. And back the other way comes Kingston. Reshoot. In on the right side. She takes it in on goal. Tucks it under Mitchell's glove. Between the posts, and just like that, the Ice Wolves take a 3-1 lead. Short-handed. Cambridge deflating here in this second period. Reshoot with her second in as many minutes. Mitchell just going to cover up off the face-off. And as the fans settle in, a modest crowd tonight of 22,464 spectators in the building cheering on your Cambridge Rivulettes. Shot tipped just wide. Back to the blue line. Shot on by White. Neal plays it forward as D'Angelo pokes it into the zone. D'Angelo in on the left side. Able to get there. Finds Neal. Out front. Rivers poking away at it. And Kingston once again able to clear as we return to 5-on-5. Broderick trying to chip it out. That puck out front. Styles back quickly to get a stick in the way and negate the scoring opportunity. Telfer stops. Leaves it for Borton. Keel on the left. Her shot off. Keel looking for her second of the night. Mitchell gets a blocker on it. She'll have to wait. And Borton will flip that into the neutral zone. Broderick steps in the way. But Quinn Carswell chips it in from the blue line. Carswell down low for Styles. She leaves it. That one rung around, and Kim will bat it up over the boards. 8:36 remaining in this second period. Brought to you by Face Heating and Cooling. Face, a face you can trust. Face-off won by Cambridge. And the Rivulettes getting it down low. Kim sending it towards goal. It's the side of the net as Micah Carswell has it down low. Kim back in for Micah. Micah Carswell taken down hard in the corner. And the Ice Wolves able to clear the zone. Kim stops. Waits for some new forwards, and it's poked in. Jenna Sharon kicking it in. Strom in the slot. Eva Strom trying to play it on goal. Has it taken away. And out comes Kingston. Ashley White in a race with Randall. But a race that Randall will win every single time. As she gets stood up exiting the zone. And Kingston looking to touch up offside, but apparently not, as Strom sends it in no man's land. Be flicked in by Kingston. Reed first back to pick up the puck. A tie up in front of the Kingston bench. The loose puck squeaks out. And some roughhousing in front of the Kingston bench as Sharon almost gets shoved into it. The ref will let the play go on. Reed getting hammered. She looks to be shaken up. Trying to kick it. Losing her stick. Her shoulder looks to be sore. Hopefully just an equipment issue. And Ristori will carry it in. As her stick knocked as she tries to get a shot off. Rachel Burt laying a hit. And you're going to go to the box every single time for that one. And I think she knew it. A little frustration being taken out there by the second-year Cambridge forward. Rachel Burt heading to the box. 2 minutes for body contact. Fisher at the blue line. It's back from McFarland. It's knocked out. Here comes Kingston. And they'll go 5-hole to take a 4-1 lead. Mitchell can't find that one. Kingston coming out of nowhere, taking it to the Rivulettes. Rio Pierre with her first of the night. It's 4-1 Kingston. And Mitchell's getting pulled. Not the night Mitchell wanted after a fantastic performance last Sunday on the road. Been a shaky one for her here tonight. 5:52 remaining. Beeksman in net now for the Rivulettes. She had a 1-goal performance Tuesday in St. Catharines. Roderick spots D'Angela. Sadie D'Angela trying to get it on goal. This shot will be tipped down low. It's kept in by Randall. Here comes Kingston. Quinn Carswell getting a stick on it. She'll chip it to the right side. Carswell stops, hits the deck. Micah Carswell now racing for the puck. She loses that race. And Stiles will play it back down. Randall in on the pinch. Gets there in time. Micah pulls it out of the scrum. Finds Styles. Styles keeps it to the outside. She'll take it. Shot from the slot. Tipped up and out of play by Carswell. Good job by Lauren Styles getting the puck towards the goal. Cambridge trailing 4-1 with 4:28 remaining in this second period. A period that can't end soon enough for Cambridge. They would love to find one in the final 5 minutes of this period before regrouping in the dressing room at intermission. Micah down low, trying to get it out front, has her stick lifted. Out comes Borton. She'll send it in and head off for a change. Fisher tries to leave it up top. And we'll collect it at the red line. Broderick leaves it for Carrier. The Rivs unable to clear. That shot tipped wide. D'Angelo up over the right side. Skates into it. A linesman. Strom picks it up, entering the zone. Delayed penalty coming to Kingston. As Strom gives it away. And a 2-minute trip coming here to Kingston. Cambridge heading on a power play with 3:21 remaining. It's Chloe Trotter. Pardon me. Quinn McFarland heads to the box for the second time tonight. Cambridge needing to take advantage of this power play. Scrum on the far boards. D'Angelo, Strom, and Sharon all in there. Puck still moving apparently. Referee letting them play. Good kill here from the Ice Wolves. Killing 25 seconds. Reed up top. She stops. Kim gives it back. Reed shot through. Not all the way, and that'll hop up and out of the zone. Liliana Reed really not facing a whole lot of shots so far tonight from Cambridge. Reed's pass behind Randall. She'll fight to pick it up at center ice. Randall cycles it around. Ristori able to keep it in at the blue line. Ristori to the center of the ice. Plays it in for Burt. Burt back for Ristori. Ristori walking in for Burt. Burt on the shot. Reed gets a pad on it. Hillock down low. Randall's camped out front. Burt for Ristori. Ristori. That's her shot blocked off a stick. Burt gets there in time, gets taken down hard. Another penalty coming to Kingston. As Miller can't quite handle it, and clearance off of the helmet of a linesman. They're going to hit the deck. But the Rivulettes heading on their third 5-on-3 this period. Unable to capitalize on the first two. They'll need to do so on this one. 19 seconds remaining in the original penalty. 2-minute boarding there to the Ice Wolves. Cambridge needing to take advantage of one of these power plays. Kingston's 8th penalty on the game. And Broderick finds the back of the net. Miller, pardon me, with her 17th of the year. No, it's Broderick. Someone's got to do something about these numbers, but Maren Broderick tucks it in the back of the net. And quickly, the Rivulettes cut the lead to 2. And do so on the 5-on-3. So another minute 54. Power play for Cambridge with a minute 34 remaining in the second. perhaps some energy here for the Rivulettes. It's poked in by Rivers. Sent around. Randall unable to hold the blue line. Beeksma all the way out of her net. Playing it up past Verana. Rivers stops and lets the Rivulettes set up as we cross the 1 minute mark remaining in the second period. Neal up over the red line. Has the Carswells with her. Plays it for Quinn. That one's up over her stick. It'll be sent out of the zone, and Cambridge will have to start from their own end. Ristori back to pick up the loose puck. Cambridge trailing 4-2. Goals from Hillock and Broderick so far tonight for Cambridge. But the story of this second period is the Rivulettes giving up 4 unanswered. Mitchell exiting the game. Ristori skating up from behind her net. Stiles plays it down low, 15 seconds remaining. Carswell gets there. Micah tries to play it in. That one's going to be cleared. And that'll just about do it for the second period here from Cambridge. As the Ice Wolves find a quartet of goals and take a 4-2 lead heading into this second intermission, brought to you by Drains R Us Plumbing. Serving homes and businesses across the Kitchener-Waterloo region and Wellington County with fast and reliable service. Call 519-654-0007 for all your plumbing needs. That's 519-654-0007. We'll see you back here in 12, folks, as the Rivulettes look to find another pair of goals. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to third period action here between the Cambridge Rivulettes and the Kingston Ice Wolves. Folks, a reminder as always that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Face Heating and Cooling, proudly servicing the Kitchener-Waterloo region in Wellington County. Call 519-230-FACE to reach a face you can trust. That's 519-230-3223. Rivulettes stumbled in that second period, giving up 4 to the visiting Ice Wolves. A late goal from Broderick, cutting the deficit to just 2, but the Rivulettes have some work cut out for them if they want to find a way to come away with points tonight here in their lone game of the weekend. Quinn Carswell in on the right side. Back for Stiles. Stiles shot. Gets through. Reed makes the save. Cambridge beginning the period on a power play as we return to 5-on-5 after just a few moments. Verana chipping it in the rest of the way. And out come the Rivulettes. Micah Carswell chipping it in from the red line. But it's quickly turned back. Carried in by Hillick. Leaving it for Miller. Miller through. Hillick gets a tip on, and that's going to be up and out of play. Hillick opening the scoring tonight. Miller. Always a threat around the net. The two of them looking to connect and make something happen. Hillick jumping in on the face-off, playing it down low for Burt. Burt trying to get it out front. Out front for Miller. Miller poking away at it. Miller batting away, and Reed will cover up. Good vision from Burt to spot Miller out front. Emerson Miller just unable to squeak it past Liliana Reed. You wonder what Coach Hadaway may have said during the break. That one gets out to the blue line, and Broderick gets a shot on. Broderick towards goal. Burt taken down. Carrier able to hold it in. Finds Hillick. Hillick shot through. Hillick finds the back of the net for her second of the night, and the Rivulettes cut the lead to 4-3. Sarah Hillick finds it in the middle of the ice. Goes low blocker side on Reed. And just like that, the Rivulettes are within 1. Cambridge starting to get loud here at the Preston Memorial Auditorium. Reed takes it all the way behind the net, can't clear the zone. And Kim will try the other side. D'Angelo looks cross ice. Rivers takes it off the boards, and she'll send it in deep. Kept in by Rivers. She'll shovel it in deep. And that one sent in. Icing will be called. The Kingston bench looking for a tip to be called. Much to the chagrin of the Ice Wolves coaches, there will be a face-off inside the Kingston zone. Sharon centering Strom and Burt. And it's picked up by McFarland. That shot towards goal. Burt has it down low. Burt taking it to the front of the net. Backhand off. Reed makes a pad save. Randall able to hold the blue line. She'll play it back down. Reed leaves it behind the net. Restoring. The shot misses wide. Picked up by Strom. Randall cross ice. That shot through. And Reed able to get a piece of it after the tip. Good chance there for Cambridge. Randall for Strom. Strom to the middle of the ice. Her shot blocked. Kingston creating traffic out front. Randall keeps it in. Kingston fumbling around with the puck. As Carswell takes a lash at it. And forward comes Cambridge. Micah Carswell stops at the blue line. Hooks it down low for Quinn. Quinn back for Micah. Micah trying to make a move. But Kim steps in. Keeps it in for the time being. The time being not so long, as the Ice Wolves slow things down and look to clear the zone. Fisher gets a glove on it. And in come the Ice Wolves. Kalen Fisher in on the left side. That one's sent out front. It's picked up by Quinn Carswell. She'll flip it out. Reed racing for the puck. Good hustle from Reed, but Keel will chip it in the rest of the way. Reed trying to ring it around for Hillock. That puck sent out front. Maddie Kim does a good job stepping in the way. Burt pulls it off the boards, plays it forward for Hillock. Hillock flips it for Miller. Miller in one-on-one. Emerson Miller in on the right side. Getting in. Shot off. Finds the stomach of Reed. And she'll cover up for another face-off. 2-on-1. Miller and Hillock unable to capitalize. Cambridge would love to find another goal somehow quick here and tie things up, as Rivers gives it away. Neal picks it up off the right side. And pass Aaron. And Carrier in race to the puck as she'll touch up for icing. And we'll have a face-off coming all the way back down to the Kingston zone with 15:06 remaining in the third period. Rivulettes trailing 4-3. Hillock with a pair on the night. Aaron Broderick scoring the other. And Kingston able to clear the zone quickly. D'Angelo tries to flip it cross ice for Rivers. That one's picked up and sent out by Kingston, catching Cambridge on a change. In comes Mulder, trying to cut in on that. Good stick check from Randall. Stops that. And the Rivulettes struggling to clear the zone. Rivers able to tip it out, but Kingston quickly sends it back in. Randall spots Hillock up over the middle of the ice. She'll flip it in deep. Strom chasing with her. Hillock, a menace on the boards tonight. Randall, her shot, blocked out front. Kingston doing a good job clogging the lanes. Cambridge has struggled all night to get shots on Reed. Ristori now, up over the blue line with speed. Ristorian. Her shot off a shin pad as she peels off. And Sharon able to keep it in down low. Kim with a stick. Strom from the middle of the ice, sends it towards goal. Reed with the pad save. Reese Reed pinches well on the left boards. Carswell stops in the middle of the ice. Her shot off, tipped on. Reed with a toe save. And Kingston able to clear the zone. That one going to head all the way down as Kim gets back to touch up. And icing called. Face off. Coming back down to the Kingston zone. 13:10 remaining in the third period. Cambridge still trailing 4-3. Styles wins the draw. Quinn Carswell. Near terror as Osborne almost gets a stick on it. Luckily, Couldn't get much there. Michael Carswell to the middle of the ice. Shot through, and Reed covers up. That's another face-off in the Kingston zone. Stiles in the Carswell zone for Cambridge. Broderick and Carrier hop onto the ice. Broderick with a goal already tonight. The second for Cambridge to start this third period. To end the second period, should I say. Broderick pulls it off the board, sends it towards goal. Reed turns it aside. Fisher able to clear the zone. Picked up by Carrier. Micah Carswell chipping it in on the right side. Stiles giving chase. And that one will be sent up and out of play. Another face-off coming inside the Kingston zone. 12:31 remaining in the third period. Seems like a good time to talk about the upcoming game. Tuesday night, there will be a stream, I believe. I'm not sure to what capacity it will be, but check us out Tuesday night. We'll be back in full capacity Friday night as the Rivulettes take on Nepean here at home, and then we'll be with you all the way in Ottawa the following weekend for a 3-game road trip. You can catch all the action live here on the Cambridge Rivulettes official YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Burt finds it down low. Hillick in a battle for the puck. Burt trying to pull it out. That one comes back. Carrier up top. Broderick sends it into the end boards. Miller and Hillick battling down low, but the Ice Wolves come away with it. Burt able to get a stick on the clearance attempt. There's Carrier. It's harassed heading to the boards. And in comes McFarland. Beating Broderick. McFarland shot. Good blocker save from Beeksma. Nice job by Quinn McFarland to get through traffic and find her way to the net. D'Angelo gives it away. White knocked off the puck. Out comes Ristori. Ristori in on the right side. Has one to beat. Has it taken away. But picks it back up at center ice. She'll try again. Opting just to send it in from the red line this time. Let Neal give chase on the forecheck. 10:45 remaining in this third period. Rivulettes trailing by 1. Rivers will flip it in from the blue line. Randall plays it back down low. Neal able to get there. Send it into the corner. Rivers now in a fight for the puck. It's picked up by Neal. Nice pass. Kingston exiting the zone. Up over the Rivulet blue line comes Cora Galea. A shot on net is scooped up by Courtney Beeksma. And we'll have a face-off coming inside the Rivulet zone with 10:08 remaining in the third period. Brought to you by Face Heating and Cooling. Face, a face you can trust. Miller with yet another face-off win. One of the best in the league as Reed spots Sharon up top. And she'll bring it into the zone. That one chipped up and out of play. Face-off coming inside the Kingston end. Bit of a break there for the Rivulettes as the Ice Wolves were trying to turn it back up ice. Now a face-off coming deep in Kingston zone. Miller, Strom, and Sharon on for Cambridge. Pierre on the draw for Kingston. Miller wins it. Sharon can't handle it in the slot. Out comes Pierre. In on Reed. Reed getting a stick on his. Pierre sends it out front. With Miller there to get in the way. Strom gets taken in hard, but Reed comes out of nowhere and flips it up into the Kingston bench. Another stoppage of play. Carswell playing it forward. Picked up by Quinn and chipped in. That's sent back out by Kingston. And the Rivs will try again. Micah tying it up along the boards with McFarlane. Broderick held up trying to clear. In comes Kingston, 2-on-1. Marin Broderick able to get back in time. Fisher from the slot. Can't handle the pass. As she came rushing in. Kaylin Fisher now trying to take it back to the blue line. Micah Carswell stepping in the way. And it'll be poked out by the Rivs. And touched up offside by Wimmer. 8:44 left on the clock. Cambridge still trailing 4-3. Desperately trying to tie it up. Ehrlich will send it in from the red line. Miller in a race for the puck. She'll beat it out. Icing waved off. Miller sends it towards goal. That one taken away. Claire Rathwell stepping in the way. She'll give it right back as her story looks cross ice. Burt able to chip it in. Kingston graciously giving possession back to the Rivulettes as Randall takes it all the way behind her own net. And the Rivs look to begin a breakout. Randall for Rivers. She'll leave it for Neal. And Rivers unable to stay on side. Neal tiptoeing her way across the blue line. The face-off will come outside the Kingston zone. Chipped in, Neal racing in. Reed covers up. And the Rivulettes able to draw a face-off inside the Kingston zone. White comes away with it off the face-off. She'll send it in from the red line. Kim, first to the puck. Plays it forward. Rivers can't control the pass. And the Ice Wolves take over possession. Galea the puck carrier. Reed picks it up off the stick of White. Rivers able to poke it forward. That one tipped up out of play by Chambers. She heads off for a change. We've got another face-off. The game starting to slow down here in the second half of this third period. 6:52 remaining. Rivulettes trail by 1. 4-3. Tipped down by Branner. Carrier will touch up. And another icing. Broderick able to keep it in at the blue line. And Hillick walks up top. She'll flip it down low. Kingston forward tripping over the blue line, and the Rivulettes gonna get called for a trip. Marin Broderick unlucky to head to the box for that one. She was nowhere near that player. But the Rivulettes with a tough penalty with only 6.5 minutes remaining. Carswell steps in the way. She'll send it out. Keel beginning things from behind the Kingston net. And come the Ice Wolves. Telfer stops. Back for Keel. To the right side. Shot off from Morton. That one flipped up over the net by Pierre. Grana can't handle it down low. It's picked up by Telfer. Story steps in the way. She'll take it into the boards. Telfer trying to get to the middle of the ice. But Styles with a stick on. Beeksma gets a pad on it. Pierre in the corner. Styles and Story fighting. Pierre down low. As it poked off her stick. Randall from below the goal line. With space. She'll send it out. And all the way down the ice. Cambridge getting a change halfway through the penalty to Broderick. 5:18 remaining in this third period. Reed around the boards for Sharon. She'll chip it out. And Kingston will start once again from below their own goal line. Time starting to become an issue for the Rivulettes. Still down a goal, less than 5 minutes to go. Reed up off the glass. Micah Carswell sends it the rest of the way. 18 seconds remaining in the penalty to Broderick. Cross ice, that pass picked up by Miller. She'll play it off the boards. Micah steps in the way. Miller in 1-on-2. Miller trying to toe drag to the middle of the ice. And we'll return to even strength. Miller skating it back to the neutral zone. Just killing some time here. Hillock in over the blue line. Trying to play across ice for Miller. Claire Chambers getting in the way of that pass. And Kingston going to flip it high to the neutral zone. It'll be picked up by Carrier. Carrier trying to get away from Wimmer. She'll just play it back for Randall. Randall to the middle of the ice. It's taken away by Wimmer and poked out of the zone. Randall able to get a stick on it. 3:40 remaining. Rivulettes still down by 1. Hillock looks cross ice. Can't find Rivers. She'll send it in from the red line. The rest of the Rivs head off for a change. Rivers with the takeaway at the blue line. Takeaway, giveaway combo, and that one sent up and out of play by Kingston. Kingston able to clear the zone once again. 3:15 remaining in the third period. Cambridge needs a goal. Kim hits the deck. That one off Reed's skates. Good effort from Rivers to knock it out of the way. Reed now knocks it down. 2-on-2 with D'Angela. D'Angela in over the blue line. Finds Reed. And Lillian Reed will cover up for the Ice Wolves with a face-off. Coming inside Kingston zone, 2:53 remaining. Wouldn't be shocked if we see a Hadaway timeout or goalie pull anytime soon. And a penalty coming here to Samantha Keel, a 2-minute hook. The Rivulettes are going to head on the power play. Face off one, loose puck. Ristori can't get there, and it's a breakaway for Ava Vrana. Vrana in from the slot. Shot through. Bixman with a blocker save. Huge for the Rivulettes. Rivers in over the blue line. She gets taken into the boards. D'Angelo picks it up down low. Miller trying to get it out. McFarland taking it into the boards. Rivers in down below the goal line. Miller right there as well. Rivers out front for Hillock. Hillick shot, blocked. Vrana gonna send it out, and that'll miss wide. Beeks him out of her net to play the puck. 2 minutes remaining. Rivulettes on the power play for another minute and 7 seconds. Carrier setting things up from behind the goal line. Plays it for Miller. Miller cross ice, finds Randall. Randall in over the blue line, has Hillick crashing on goal. Hillick can't handle it. That one's going to be sent down. Rivulette goalie pulled. 6-on-4 for the remainder of the game. Carrier begins out from behind her net. Miller, play it for Burt. Burt sending it towards goal. Carswell leaves it down low for Sharon. Burt on the wraparound. And Reed covers up for a face-off inside the Kingston zone. 25 seconds remaining on the power play for Cambridge. A minute 18 remaining in the game. Cambridge still trailing 4-3. And a timeout will be called from the Rivulettes bench.
Timeout Rivulettes.
Here's where we stand, folks. A minute 18 remaining in the game. Rivulette's down by 1 on the power play for the next 25 seconds. Goalie pulled. And Fisher sends that one all the way around the boards. That's not going to do the Rivulettes any favors. A good dump out from Kalen Fisher off the draw. Reed now, up the right side. Good progress halted by White. Burt sending it in. Fisher gonna try to send it out again. She'll do that. Kim can't get a stick on it. Return to 6-on-5. Kim from the red line. Leaves it for D'Angela. And the Rivulettes will touch up offside with 42 seconds remaining. Some heckling going on from the Kingston bench. Timeout called. Or apparently not. And it'll be forced forward by Kingston. Broderick has it knocked off her stick. Chambers sends it towards goal. Ristori steps in the way. 26 seconds remain. Cambridge running out of time. Rivers picks it up at center ice. Plays it for Sharon on the left side. That one kept in by Ristori. Poked out, and that's going to do it. 10 seconds remaining. Neal back to touch up for icing. 9 seconds left. And a face-off coming inside the Kingston zone. Cambridge, last chance. See if they can make something happen off the face-off. As the Ice Wolves call timeout.
He also at the last face-off, he called a timeout. They didn't give it to him. He did. He literally went timeout, and then they dropped the puck after. One face-off, you gotta win.
Broderick. Shot through, misses wide. Randall pulls it off the sideboards. 4 seconds. And that's going to do it here from Cambridge as the Rivulettes fall 4-3 to the Kingston Ice Wolves. And the visitors close the gap just that much more. The Rivulettes will find themselves back in Kingston 2 weeks' time. Thanks to our video production technician, Aaron Petra on the camera, our technical director, Matt Ford on the graphics tonight. I'm Ben Davies. Thank you to all of you for watching, folks. We'll see you back here Tuesday night as we get set for some more Cambridge Rivulettes hockey. Thanks as always for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.